We're 747 News Extra next, and brought to you today by Intralinks. Here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. We're going to talk to Kathy Kropuenske this morning from Keep Scottsbluff, Gering Beautiful, and discuss how you can reduce the waste stream over the holidays. We just waste so much stuff over the holidays.
We do waste so much stuff. Good morning. It's good to be here again. You know, this is a fun time to talk about all the holidays and things that are going on, but also to remember to have a watchful Christmas instead of a wasteful one, because we do waste so much stuff, Kevin. Do you know the two things we waste the most all year long, but especially during the holidays, is energy and food?
Yeah, I knew food was coming up in one of those
yes.
two things.
Food is a big issue. You know, starting with Thanksgiving, we always say, make one less dish. You know, how many times do we get through Thanksgiving and we have way too much food? And, eventually we all like those leftovers, but eventually we get tired of them. And, it's just so important that we don't waste all that stuff and landfill it. So make one less dish. Turn down the heat. I mean, if you get a house full of people, it gets pretty warm in there.
Yeah.
So you don't need to turn up your heat. So there's just so many little tips that we have that you can, save the holidays a little bit from being so wasteful.
So you're asking me to wear my sweatshirt while I'm around the house once in a while, huh?
Yeah, it wouldn't be anything, Kevin. Now, I know a lot can understand what I'm going through, but believe me, I don't need a sweatshirt.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's plenty warm.
I won't talk about that anymore.
Okay.
All right. So save energy.
Save energy. When we go on those shopping trips, and I'm guilty as anyone. I'll get to the store, I'll have my list, but I'll get home and guess what? Still need those nuts I forgot. And so make sure you really make your list complete. Make sure you don't run back and forth to the store. And that's when we're talking about not only grocery shopping, but Christmas shopping as well. Make a list. What are you going to buy, Mom? What are you going to buy, Dad? What are you going to buy, Uncle Henry? What are you going to do? And, make that list and sort of try to stick to it. Not only good for your pocketbook, too, maybe, because many times we get sort of desperate out there. Haven't you ever done that, Kevin?
Yeah.
I mean, you get out there and
I've
you
got
think,
some desperation on what to buy my wife this year.
Yes. So we all go through, those type of things. And then that brings me to, many times we don't think of what we can actually give a gift that we don't have to wrap up, that we don't have to use the paper and the ribbon for. Larger items, put a single little bow around it. Hide it in the closet and bring it out at the last minute. But also just remembering that many times we can give of ourselves. How about if someone with small children and you give them so many coupons to babysit? Or how about a person who has a hard time getting out in the winter, shoveling their snow for free, or maybe running those errands. So sometimes it can be a gift of ourselves that really will mean more than that other, stationery or whatever we grab at the last minute in frustration. So really think about your holiday gifts.
Okay. Gift certificates.
They're good.
They're good, right?
They're good. I know everyone, at times makes a little fun of all the gift cards out there anymore, and sometimes I feel like my family, my brother and I, we just switch gift cards, it seems sometimes. Yeah. But, it's still different when you go into, someplace, a restaurant or a shop, when you have that card that you didn't spend the money on yourself. It feels like a real gift. Because, it's cool.
Yes, it's fun.
It's fun.
Did you get a free meal or whatever?
Yes. I mean, it's good. I have a nephew who's in college who, that's all he wants this year, is why he's at school, is different gift cards for different places, because, he doesn't have a lot of extra money.
Yeah.
And
Once
he
in a
loves
while,
to,
likes to treat himself a little.
Yes. But, I think when we talk about the holidays and not letting it go to waste, I love this one. Each year, every family reused just 2 feet of holiday ribbon. 38,000 miles worth of ribbon would be saved. That's enough to tie a bow around the entire planet. Isn't that just cool when you think of it?
That's pretty amazing.
I don't think people really understand how all these little things add up. And if we all just do our part, I know everybody gets tired of Kathy saying this over and over, but if we all just take a little personal responsibility for everything that we use and all of our waste, think what's the difference we can make.
You must be very pleased that the single stream recycling programs in both communities seems to be. Gering already has theirs, but Scottsbluff is moving towards theirs, and they've had great response to it.
Yes, people are real excited about that. You know, one thing though, always to remember: follow the rules, even though it's one stream, because you can contaminate all that good stuff you're trying to do very easily by not, putting the right things in there. And, food waste must never go in those containers. So, make sure, you don't do that. I mean, composting is great, but not inside the one-stream recycling.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different issue. But, yes, I'm very pleased. And, people, I started pushing recycling, way before even I came, but I've been here 15 years. Gee, that ages us, doesn't it, Kevin? We've been on the radio quite a while, haven't we?
You have no idea how long for me.
Anyway, it was a big push way, way back when I came, but we were just excited to get people to recycle anything, paper, plastic, any of that good stuff, aluminum cans. But now we have so many things we can recycle, and people that move into our community are used to coming from larger communities that do have all these opportunities, which, of course, brings me, can I continue on?
Real quick, we only got about a minute to go.
Okay, well, maybe after break.
No,
No,
I don't think
going.
You've
I've already done that.
Yeah, you've already gone
Okay,
past.
so sorry, membership. See, I'm Chatty Cathy. They don't
That's
call me
right.
Chatty for nothing.
That's
One thing to remember: we also will be doing our pharmaceutical in May, and also our electronics in April. Which brings me to membership. Membership is just going out now. Think about that membership for Keep Scottsbluff Gering Beautiful.
You need the money.
We need the money. We have to have that match, especially when it comes to our big collections. We're tax deductible. If you buy a business or corporate, I should say, membership, that day of electronic recycling, you get those items free. So think of that. We have to charge a little bit again this year because we don't have enough grant funds to offset what it costs. It's a big thing, but how important is it to recycle our electronics?
Yeah.
Very, very important. We don't want it in the landfill.
That's right.
Because then it goes into the drinking water, and that's a whole other issue.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna have
So
to
we'll be talking about that in the spring.
Right.
All right. So use less stuff this holiday.
Use less stuff. Be careful of the waste stream. So I encourage everyone to just think about it. Think before you do.
All right. Very good.
All right.
Kathy Kropuenske here from Keep Scottsbluff Gering Beautiful. We always appreciate it when she stops by.
Thanks,
much.
Kevin.